The year 2017 was one of historic change for our country and for the Delaware National Guard. Despite the changes, your hometown force remained ready to support the warfight, defend the homeland, and create lasting partnerships. We kicked off the year, as we always do, with our Senior Leader Conference. We said goodbye to our former Commander-in-Chief, Governor Jack Markell, and welcomed our new Commander-in-Chief, the Honorable John Carney. This was also a chance to induct our 2017 honorary commanders. A few weeks later, we dispatched about 400 soldiers, airmen, and women to our nation's capital to assist with the presidential inauguration. Thousands gathered to welcome home the Biden family, and the Delaware National Guard was at the forefront. The changes were just starting. Major General Frank Vavela retired after 18 years as the Adjutant General and 50 years of service. Thousands of well-wishers attended an open house to thank him for his service and congratulate him on his retirement. In February, Major General Carol Timmons became the Delaware National Guard's first female two-star general and its first female adjutant general. Colonel David Walker was selected as the Assistant Adjutant General Air. Also in February, Delaware Guardsmen competed in the Chambers Cup marksmanship match. The 2017 SBI Duncan Leadership Awards went to Staff Sergeant Gary Black and Senior Airman Shannon Steffi. Another test of soldier skills was the Best Warrior competition held at Fort Indiantown Gap. In the spring, 166th Airlift Wing aircraft and personnel flew to Poland to train NATO allies and serve as a show of force. Back home, General Dave Deputy retired after 40 years of service to the Delaware National Guard. We also celebrated our enlisted force at the annual Air Guard Enlisted Recognition Banquet. In April, we conducted a pass and review for our new Commander-in-Chief. The entire Delaware National Guard was on display in formation in Dover, and Governor John Carney addressed and inspected the troops. Later that month, our 31st Civil Support Team excelled and passed its formal evaluation. And we graduated the class of 2017 from the Delaware Leadership Academy program. Our Army recruiters gathered a couple of dozen teachers, guidance counselors, and administrators for an educator lift. Of course, spring also means the start of annual training for our Army Guard soldiers. Hundreds of soldiers trained at Fort Indiantown Gap, and senior leaders paid them a visit. We ended the month of May with numerous Memorial Day commemorations throughout the state. The Delaware National Guard remains engaged in the warfight, protecting our nation's interests. About 20 soldiers from the 261st Signal Brigade deployed to Southwest Asia for a year-long tour of duty. Additionally, we sent 40 soldiers from the 126th Aviation to the same location. Our partnership with Dover International Speedway stays strong as dozens of Delaware Guardsmen were featured during pre-race ceremonies. We continued to enhance another partnership as well. Over the summer, we worked with our state partners, the island nation of Trinidad and Tobago. During the Tradewinds Regional Security Exercise, over a dozen countries trained together. Over the summer, we were out in our local hometowns. This included Separation Day in Newcastle and 4th of July events in Bethany Beach and Dover. The Delaware National Guard also led the way during Military Appreciation Day at Delaware State Fair. We participated in the parade and were on stage to help introduce some of the musical acts. And July also means it's time for the annual kids camp at Bethany Beach, Camp Colwell. The food service team from the 198th Signal Battalion in Georgetown took the Connolly Trophy for Excellence and won regionally as well. Our Air Guard Civil Engineer Squadron traveled south to conduct convoy operations training in Georgetown. Also, our Air Guard firefighting team conducted numerous types of training this year, ensuring they're able to respond to any situation. As summer ended, we held our annual Air Guard Retiree Breakfast and recognized General Retired Ernie Talbert as the 2017 honoree. We also recognized Governor John Carney as our annual camp honoree at the Bethany Beach training site. In September, the Air Guard hosted its Family Day. Hundreds of Guard families gathered on base for a fun day of activities, and the event culminated with a mass enlistment ceremony on the back of a C-130. During 2017, our nation was hit with numerous hurricanes. In fact, we sent more than 100 soldiers, airmen, and women to assist in Texas, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. Our support culminated with sending 36 soldiers from the 1049th Transportation Company to Puerto Rico for almost 2 months. True to our dual mission of supporting nation and state, our soldiers and airmen continued training and preparing. Our 166th Security Forces Squadron held an active shooter exercise. And soldiers from the 72nd Troop Command traveled to Fort Dix for a live fire exercise. Just as General Timmons made history in February, our Assistant Adjutant General Army, Dave Fleming, made history in October, as he became the first African-American general officer in the history of the Delaware Army National Guard. While General Fleming received his stars, graduates from the Officer Candidate School program earned their second lieutenant's gold bars. And a couple dozen 72nd Troop Command soldiers were promoted and inducted into the Non-Commissioned Officer Corps, the backbone of our military. We helped commemorate the 100-year anniversary of the start of World War I with a monument dedication, and were active in Veterans Day observances across the state. As the year closed, the Delaware National Guard celebrated friends and family, first at the annual Children's Party, then at the 287th Army Band concert. Nearly 1,000 Delawareans rocked out at Dover Downs. As we close this historic year, we certainly look forward to the challenges of 2018. We will continue to support the warfight, defend the homeland, and create lasting partnerships, because your hometown force will always be ready and always be there.